I just wanted to preface this video by saying that a lot of the things I say in this video are from you guys, from my Discord. So if you think that because I made Mercy or because of any characteristic of myself that I'm not credible to say anything I said in this video, please keep in mind that a lot of these are not my personal thoughts, that most of them are other people's. So keep that in mind while watching, and yeah. Hey guys, it's Maggie, and today I'm going to be doing a different type of video for you guys. Actually one that I've had a lot of help from you guys in making, and it's just trying to answer the question, is PS4 Overwatch broken, dying, dead, or fine? I'm going to be going through a lot of the arguments that you guys have presented to me in my Discord, in my streams, even people I've met in my games, my close friends, even myself. Just a lot of points that people have made to me, and just trying to figure out what are the issues, can they be fixed, are they already set in stone, can we fix the issues that I'm about to talk about. So let's just get started. In my specific experiences, I've played for at least like this past season. So far I've been playing in a high GM, at least high masters level. I've been playing in a mid to high masters level for a couple seasons now, and I've just found that a lot of people make multiple accounts to play different things, which is a problem in itself. You don't have to pay for alt accounts, and you have basically no consequences. So comp is not as serious because a lot of people choose heroes that they never play in order to practice in comp, or it's easier for them to throw because the reporting system, although things do happen with it, it's not as good as it could be. I have the same people just over and over again throwing games, and that's an issue. It is so much harder to get banned on PS4 Overwatch because the report feature is not used as much as it is in PC. A lot of people are skeptical about it, they don't think that it works. Trust me, whenever somebody is acting unfairly, throwing a game, abusing, harassing another teammate of mine, exploiting a bug, anything like that that is reportable, I do it. And I probably have gotten about 20 messages maybe from Overwatch telling me, oh, congratulations, your report has resulted in a consequence or a punishment. They don't tell you who, obviously, but they like to let you know that reporting is doing stuff. But like I said, it could be doing a lot more, so that's an issue. In my experience, I've had a lot of people one-tricking off meta heroes like Symmetra, Torbjorn, Mei, even Junkrat sometimes, even though he's still very powered. A lot of people one-trick him. Obviously there's one-trick Mercies. I've seen one-trick Lucios. I mean, people just one-trick any hero that they want, honestly, but it seems to be non-meta heroes. And obviously that's an issue because there are metas in the game for a reason, and it just sucks because a lot of people, especially in my experiences, I've found that a lot of people just get too comfortable with not having a non-meta hero in the game. Like, nobody ever really plays Sim, right? So whenever there's a Sim one-trick, people really don't know how to utilize it. And it's easier for people just to say, oh well, I'll take the L, you know, like it's a loss, there's a Sim one-trick on my team. It's easier to do that, right? But to actually improve as a player, you will have to know how to just work around your teammates. It's a team game for a reason. Not everything's gonna go your way, and you have to sacrifice what you want to play and how you want to play for your team sometimes because of other people. If you can be comfortable enough with yourself to throw the game because of that person, then you don't have a right to complain about your SR. Honestly, you do not. So yeah, there's that, and also the fact that like I said, a lot of people just get way too comfortable with not having non-meta heroes in their games, so whenever there is a one-trick, or somebody who wants to play a non-meta hero, even if they aren't one-tricking them, it's frowned upon. No one gives them a chance because the concept of a meta and having to play certain heroes every game, or else you're throwing, it's a huge deal. Obviously, mouse and keyboarders have a huge unfair advantage, not just because they are playing against people who use a controller, but they also have the aim assist that comes in with console in order to help people's aim. So imagine, and I've also heard, I've had somebody explain to me the fact that having aim assist on PC is considered cheating. So for somebody to have a mouse and keyboard on console and to have the aim assist, it's basically cheating. It's obviously a huge problem, especially in top 500, where there are people that actually want to be good on a controller, and they spend a lot of time and effort trying to be good at Widow, McCree, Soldier, whoever, on a controller, and then just to have some mouse and keyboard person that can play averagely just come and like make you think that you're garbage even though you're not. It sucks, honestly. I obviously can't relate to that, but it does suck, and I think it is hugely unfair to everybody who is fine with playing on a controller, and even some of them who are proud and embrace it, because that's obviously the point when you're playing on a console to use a controller. So there are also a lot of heroes that are used on PC and in tournaments in the Overwatch League that people don't really use as much on PS4. Some examples are Winston and Ana, especially Winston. Hardly anybody plays Winston on console, which sucks because he could be utilized very well, especially in Season 2 and Season 3 when there's actually like a good dive comp meta going on, and people were running Winston Diva. It was so good, but people just forgot how to play him and don't want to learn anymore, and it sucks because there are a lot of heroes that I find that people, even despite the meta and everything like that, there are a lot of heroes that people just like don't bother with, and you'll never know who you actually enjoy playing if you just say, oh well, I'm never gonna play Zarya because I never wanted to play Zarya because she looked so complicated. She looked like it would take a lot of time to work with her and learn how to play her, and I finally was like, she's a person I want to play, but I'm scared to try, and I finally just started playing her, and I really enjoyed it, and she's really not that hard to play with. So considering the ranking, I would play her in lower rankings and she was quite easy, so I started playing her in higher rankings, and she was fun. Like, I enjoyed playing her, and I'm glad that I didn't let my fear dictate who I played in Overwatch, because you could definitely play any hero you want if you try and you take your team into consideration when picking the hero, and it's a good situation, then play them. Don't be scared to play heroes that you are scared to play. I found that a lot of the community on console, I find, they want new heroes, right? I mean, they're always saying, Overwatch is getting boring for me, I want a new hero. And then a new hero comes out, and then it screws up their mains, and then they don't want it anymore. And people don't want to practice to counter a new hero or a new change or a new buff, and then they complain about it, which obviously they have the right to. Sometimes I find that it's not worth it to practice. For example, when Brigitte came out, she was she wasn't in comp for a while, and a lot of people had the opportunity to go practice playing her and playing against her and playing with her. And then when Season 10 started, everybody on Twitter was just crying about it, crying about how she interferes with their mains and how it's really hard to play her. And it just sucks because you had all that time to go and practice and learn how to counter her, whether it was on a different hero or it's staying on your main and learning a different method of playing against her. You know, they whine about it being boring, but when they have the opportunity to go and make it interesting, to have a new challenge, they just complain instead of enjoying it. So I found that as well. A lot of people are saying that Blizzard nerfs the skilled characters and buffs easy characters that have a high impact. high damage heroes require no aim, like Pharah. She barely requires any aim because her splash damage is huge. Junkrat is another hero that you barely have to aim with, and he does loads amounts of damage. Another one is Diva. You barely have to aim with her, and she does a lot of damage as well. And I found that a lot of heroes that actually take skill, sometimes they haven't really nerfed them, but they're not buffing them the same way they are with other heroes. It's just encouraging people to play heroes that are easier. They're not giving anyone any incentive to play heroes that require more skill. Obviously, another thing is just toxicity in general. Having people being able to create multiple accounts with no consequences, being able to be anonymous unless somebody has recognized your voice. You're able to just go onto another account and be toxic. And toxicity in general on whatever account is obviously a problem. And I find a lot of people just are sensitive to it, which sucks. Because the people that actually troll and enjoy being toxic, and knowing that a majority of the community is sensitive to it and they take it to heart, it gives them that edge. And it's not good. And that's why you guys need to be reporting more. I know a lot of you are skeptical and you don't really want to, but you really should at least try. It's better than doing nothing. I found a lot of people take Overwatch way too seriously. When I've played in my games, people just take it way too seriously. They give up way too easily. Once we lose one round, it's an L already, or they see somebody on the enemy team or they see somebody on our team and they're like, oh, it's an L. Like, you should be trying every single game, but you shouldn't be trying too hard. You shouldn't be taking it so seriously to where, like, you're gonna throw your controller across the room. And I know it's hard. I know it is hard to just stop all of a sudden. But just keep that in mind, that it's also your headspace, your mindset when you go into games. If you're in a bad mood or you're just being pessimistic, you're not going to win your games most likely if you're not having a good mindset when you're going into your games. Just try and have fun. It's a game after all. If you're getting onto a game and you're not having fun, then why are you playing it? Just try and have fun and not take it too seriously. There's also no text chat, so there's limited communication, and there's no official PS4 Blizzard teams. A lot of people are interested in playing on Blizzard sponsored teams. There are, of course, the non-affiliated teams that people create on their own, and it's fun. I've been on a few and they're fun. But when you realize you're not getting paid for it and you're putting in a lot of work and you're dealing with other people that may not be treating you so well, sometimes you wish that there were actually Blizzard sponsored PS4 teams that you could be on. And I think if they paid a little bit more attention to the console side of Overwatch, then a lot of people wouldn't feel so neglected. So with that being said, a console team sponsored by Blizzard would be nice. Blizzard always seems to be focused on the game's cosmetic items and never actually improving gameplay or fixing the bugs that need to be fixed. There's a constant disappointment that the community faces and creates. The developers are not fully paying attention to the community's wants and needs, and instead they're putting out things that no one really can enjoy. Blizzard is scared of people being bored of the game, but instead of actually fixing things that are needed, they break things that are unneeded. Having people leave and you still losing SR despite the obvious loss is very discouraging. Draws are obviously things that it's hard to actually get them out of the game, but they are discouraging as well. Disconnecting from internet and losing SR, even the Blizzard servers disconnecting and losing SR, that has happened quite a few times. That obviously isn't a console issue only, but it is an issue to where the Blizzard servers will crap out sometimes, and I'll go onto Twitter and it'll be them and they'll say, oh, sorry about that, and then people say, oh, can I get my SR back? And they say no, or they just ignore them. So that obviously sucks, and it's very discouraging as well. Overwatch seems to be focusing more on esports, and for the EU region of Overwatch, it's basically dead, and they've been taken over by the KSAs and the Q8s. But for NA Overwatch, it's slowly dying. Players only came back because of the Space Esports Circuit League for PS4. Players are also burning out from Overwatch from how the really fun events only appear twice a year for the PvE. Nothing changes frequently enough to keep everything interesting and new, with each patch having to take 2 weeks to a month to come out after being put into the PTR. The reason I think PS4 Overwatch is dying is because they don't balance PC and console separately. They ruined Ana on console because they nerfed her from her PC strength. They aren't willing to nerf Pharah separately on console because she isn't a problem on PC. I found that there are two types of gamers, mostly. There are erratic and casual. That's what I call them. There are probably better names for them, but I've just found this from living. I've just noticed this lately. The erratic one moves from game to game quickly and gets bored very easily. A casual gamer doesn't mind what game they play and they don't lose interest as fast. I feel like that in itself is quite a bit of a reason as to why people are leaving Overwatch. The erratic gamers, they're just the ones that are used to going from game to game. They do it a lot, so I think that's also another thing that I found. So please let me know in the comments below if you're an erratic or casual gamer. I found myself to be a casual one. I don't really mind what game I'm playing. I just want to have fun and enjoy it, and I'm not as picky. So, yeah. I also want to know you guys' thoughts on what you personally believe that the PS4 Overwatch community is turning into. Do you think it's getting better? Do you think it's getting worse? Do you see it ever really being fixed, or what? And if you don't play on PS4, if you play on Xbox or PC, or if you simply don't play at all, I want to know your thoughts on your specific platform. So please let me know what you think down in the comments below. And like I said, thank you guys for helping me make this video. Everyone who has helped me will be credited down in the description box below. So thank you again, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!